Schizophrenia strikes 1 in 100. There are different degrees of severity. But to see the disease at its most severe is to see it untreated. We first met David when he had just come in from the cold to Project Reach Out. Although he agreed to talk to our producer, DeWitt Sage, he was also deeply suspicious. David is a paranoid schizophrenic.
My stomach kind of gives me trouble when I don't have enough sleep. The stomach and the legs are the two things that tend to most prominently go when I don't sleep.
Reach Out's Mike Mastrogiovanni is David's caseworker.
Oops.
Happens often.
Yeah. What happened to the lens there?
They fell off my face one day in their glass, and they were cold, and it was cold, so they were probably a little extra brittle and mango.
Because this happened since the last time I saw you, right? Which was just.
Which was a couple days ago. Yeah, it fell and hit the sidewalk, and it's glass lens. So.
Have you confirmed your prescription? Is it the right prescription? You were gonna check that out.
I haven't. I can't answer that at the moment, but. The reason that I'm setting you up so that I can confirm the prescription is having had lenses stolen, so on tape, having had glasses disappear and then reappear when I squawked. So I definitely must, so that I can be safe crossing streets, make sure that I get the correct prescription. Right. And that means all the way from the stage of getting the prescription to actually having the glasses made. And one other thing I'd really appreciate, in the light of what else is on the tape, this is gonna make sense, I really appreciate if there's no transmitter embedded in the frame. Okay? And
I would hope that that's not the case.
Like the one that's, like the one that's probably here. Anyway, that's back, folks. This will get lost on the cutting room floor for sure. I am probably or possibly under surveillance by the Drug Enforcement Administration, private investigative officials, and various units of the NYPD. The FBI once told me that they weren't interested in me, which was kind of refreshing. Who knows?
David, let me ask. The FBI, all of this intense surveillance, could this be part of an illness that you have?
Nice try. When you say, well, maybe it's just something I'm thinking of and product of my situation. But when it happens 120, 150 times, I mean, let's take an example. Someone might be reading a book and leave it on a telephone booth as he's making a call. Someone might do that, and sometimes that book might be a really attractive book or an expensive book, or somebody else might have liked that book, and that book might not be there when you turn back, say, 30 seconds later. Okay? When that happens 30 or 40 times, when sometimes those books are obviously of no conceivable cash value to anybody, when sometimes the books contain your identification documents and your money, which nobody but someone maintaining close surveillance on you could have discovered. See, when determining whether something is real or something is not real, it's real simple. Get the facts.
Schizophrenia has to be viewed as the cancer of mental illnesses. It is certainly the most profound illness treated by psychiatrists. Part of the desperation that people felt in treating this profoundly disabling and dramatic illness was reflected in the amazing treatments that were brought to bear on schizophrenia. I mean, there are treatments from surgical treatments where people would, lobotomies, people would do surgery on the brain, but there were surgical treatments on other organs. People used to take out the adrenal glands. Castration at one time was considered to be an effective treatment for schizophrenia. There have been all kinds of medical treatments. There have been all kinds of psychological treatments.
Hi, David. Morning, Dr. Niger. I shake your hand, but...
That's all right. Have a seat.
We're in a different room this morning.
This is David's second meeting with Dr. Jim Neininger, a reach-out volunteer psychiatrist who tries to treat schizophrenia with a combination of supportive talking therapy and medications. He believes both are necessary.
So,
Yes, so I need to say at the first of this, don't mind me, call it my paranoia or my carefulness. Anyway, that anything which has been taped prior to this on this date, what was yesterday's date, so I know today's, Tuesday, October 24th, was taped when, to my knowledge, the camera was not running. Therefore, I have not consented to its taping. Okay, that being said, the camera's now running and this stuff's all good. Okay, anyway, don't mind me. I was a political science major. Anyway, you know.
So it's been a couple of weeks since we met. Can you bring me up to date on how you've been since then?
I've been, my weekends have been fine, my weeknights have been hellish.
And the weekends you have a place to stay, and during the week you don't, right?
That's correct. And during the week, lately have been inhabiting subway stations and parks.
Does that get you depressed to have to
Sure
live
it
there?
does. Sure it does, and I wonder, you know, I sort of think, wow, I'm depressed. Maybe I need an antidepressant, but who wouldn't be?
Let me ask you this. How have you been sleeping?
Last night I slept great. If I had any decent place to stay, where as a rule, a pair of glasses once went poof there, but as a rule, my possessions in my body aren't being searched, and I have something resembling a security perimeter between me and the other guy. I mean, I trust my friend implicitly,
Then
you know.
you can sleep.
Then I sleep much
But
better.
These glasses have almost gone poof.
These aren't mine. These aren't even my prescription, and they're glass glasses. So, and you'll notice that I have yet to have a complete pair of glasses in months. Anyway, and that
Are there people here or recently that you've worked with that you do trust?
nobody implicitly. I trust absolutely nobody implicitly that I have met within the last 2 years. Since I came under surveillance, at least, nobody. I can't. You know, it's like unless I have. I mean, I take everything else on a situation-by-situation basis on, you know, if when it comes to the level of trust. But when it comes to nobody that I've met since I undertook that surveillance, could I ever trust implicitly? There might be.
Let me just tell you what my thoughts are at this point in terms of, as you said, I think, you know, you are at this point on an ongoing basis getting treatment with your peer counseling and coming here, and that's good, so that if things started to emerge, hopefully that could be contained, you know. My own feeling, though, just so you know it, is that I think probably low doses of medicine would help you in terms of minimizing the chance that under stress that you'd feel too aggressive or that you'd hear voices. And also I think it might help you organize your thinking a little. You and I last time said, and I think we agree on that, that medicine would only make sense if it offered you something and that outweighed any side effects. And that's why I'm not pushing it, but I want you to know it's available.
Let's say one other thing on you mentioned something. I mentioned. Where's the whip? Where's the whip? Where's the whip? The whip? You keep up with me, or it's over. Maybe you've got all the videotape you need today. You keep up with me and continue to talk. This is not a photo op, Dave's habits. You got guys with long lenses and parabolic mics for that, okay? No comment. Now, keep up with me. You want to talk with me. Otherwise, I really mean it. It's over this morning. Not to mention forever.
Where are we headed right now? Where are we and where are we going?
I'm attempting to secure newspapers. My income doesn't permit me to buy them. Talking to it.
By now, David was convinced that Frontline was part of the government's surveillance network, which was sabotaging his life. But he had come to trust producer DeWitt's sage, and so he made one last exception. He would allow the crew to follow him on his morning rounds at Penn Station. Given the severity of his paranoia, it was an especially brave decision.
Today's Wednesday, right?
And how are things going with Reach Out, David?
No comment.
But tell me more about the quid pro quo, because this is important, and
the program is saying in a de facto manner that I have to be on medication to get housing. I repeat, there's no real justification for that. That's all I'll say about it right now.
Sorry, you repeat what, David? I didn't hear.
I repeat, there's no. There's no.
Hope is you're gonna
I am
find
not
it
going to. I am not going to answer any more details than what I have just said. Remember, when I say no comment, no follow-up. When I say no comment, no follow-up, the discussion on that subject is ended. Strange things happen. No, it was off. It was off. I found it in trash in my buddy's building. Somebody threw it out. It's a fine make. The zipper's a little bit broken, but the snaps work, and, you know, when you're sleeping in the subway or somewhere, warmth's rather a premium.
It turned out that the morning filming at Penn Station was the last time we ever saw David. Having steadfastly refused medications for his paranoia, he parted company with Reach Out the next day. David is back where he was first found.